Hello, my name is Giovanna, and today we're going to learn about the present continuous. So, how is the present continuous tense formed? It is formed with the subject plus the present participle form, which is the ing, of course, of the main verb, and the present continuous tense of the verb to be, which is am, is, and are. So basically, the present continuous tense is formed from the present continuous tense of the verb be and the present participle, which is the ing of the verb form. So let's try to make a present continuous sentence. The subject would be he. So we start off our sentence with the subject, which could be, of course, he, she, it, we, etc. The present tense is the base, and we can use, remember, is, am, or are. And the present participle of the verb is verb plus ing. So, swimming, sitting, playing, riding, running. And we made a sentence. He is swimming. This is a present continuous sentence. Very easy. So let's review the steps of making a present participle sentence. Remember, very important, we have three types of present continuous sentences. First one is affirmative, second negative, and third interrogative. An interrogative sentence asks a question, but let's start from the beginning. An affirmative sentence starts with the subject, he, she, it, they, etc. Secondly comes the base, which is the present tense, is, am, or are. And thirdly is the verb present participle form, which is ing at the end. Easy enough. So the sentence would sound like, he is swimming. And that's all there is to it. The second one, the negative sentence. Let's see how this works. It works almost exactly like the affirmative sentence, only we add the not form in front of it. So we would say the subject, the base plus not, which is, for an example, did not or is not. My mistake, is not, are not, am not. And the last part is the present continuous, or the present participle part of the verb, which could also end in any type of verb, added the ing. So, cut to the chase. A negative sentence would sound like, he is not swimming. Simple as that. Now, an interrogative sentence is not complicated either, except firstly comes the base, which is asking the question, is, am, or are, okay? The subject comes second, so we say, is he, are they, is she. And thirdly, of course, the verb ing form. So the sentence would sound like, for an example, is he swimming? Are they shopping? Am I dreaming? Okay, so that was easy enough, and you learned the three types of present continuous tense sentences, just like that. Remember, one more thing, here are some alternative negative contractions that could change as well. For an example, I'm not going, you're not going, he's not going, and etc. And also another important thing to remember is that not all verbs can be used in the continuous form. Verbs that are not usually used in the continuous form have to do with perception, to taste, to see, to feel, to touch, to smell, verbs that describe measurement, verbs that describe opinions, such as assume, to believe, to feel, to think, in that sense. Mental states are also verbs that do not change, such as to notice, to know, to forget, to imagine, and emotional desire verbs, such as envy, fear, to dislike, to mind, to prefer, to like. So those verbs do not change. We have some exceptions, and those are the perception verbs, which are used after the can in the sentence. So for an example, can you taste? Can you feel? Can you smell? So these verbs can be used in the continuous form, but with a different meaning. For an example, a sentence that sounds like, this coat feels nice and warm. So we are talking about the perception of the coat qualities. Another sentence would sound like, John's feeling much better now. So we're talking about his health and how it is improving. And thirdly, she has 3 dogs and a cat. And this is a possession. So these verbs can be used in the continuous form, but with a different meaning. Another thing you need to remember is the formation of the present continuous tense, or in other words, how the present continuous tense is formed. We have 5 uses, which are very important. The first use is that we use the present continuous tense to talk about the present. For an example, you are using the internet. Secondly, to describe an action that is going on during the period of time or a trend. So during this period of time or a trend. So an example sentence would sound like, are you still working? Thirdly, we use the present continuous tense to describe an action or event in the future which has already been planned. We are going on a holiday, okay? Fourth, to describe a temporary event situation. For an example, the weather forecast was good, but it is raining at the moment. And number 5, finally, with always, forever, and constantly words. So we describe a continuous series of repeated action. And we also emphasize on this action as well. A sentence would sound like, Harry and Sally are always arguing. So this was easy enough. Thank you for joining me, and remember to use your present continuous wisely. I will see you next time.